Good morning, everyone. This is Sonia Gurum, and I would like to welcome you all on my presentation on literacy and numeracy in early childhood setting. So, in this presentation, I would like to talk about the importance of literacy and numeracy in early childhood setting and how it helps to develop the skills through play-based and inquiry-based pedagogies. Let's start with the common definition, normal definition. Literacy is proficiency to read, write, communicate effectively, and listen effectively, while numeracy is understanding and applying mathematical ideas, including counting, recognition of number, measurement, recognizing pattern, and also developing awareness of spaces. So, in the early childhood education, these skills are not solely focused on formal learning at school, but they also underpin the thinking and intellectual development of problem solving, critical thinking, and social interaction. Early childhood is particularly sensitive period since experience at this stage sets up the neural critics that will affect understanding of language, mathematics, and socio-emotional outcomes. Literacy and numeracy also incorporate with play and inquiry-based learning in contemporary early childhood pedagogies. The methodologies provides that preschool children learn the best during rich, meaningful, authentic, and fun experiences. This paper explores the significance of literacy and numeracy in preschool children, their influences on learning in disposition, the role of play and inquiry in learning in theory, contemporary studies, and teacher practice. Let's move on significance of literacy and numeracy in early childhood setting. So, literacy and numeracy are the skills that are together form the basic of children's ability to open up to, learn about, and make senses about to the world. Literacy gave communication and expression skills foundation for thinking ability, a sense of storytelling, imagination, social interactions. Being introduced to the early books, storytelling, rhymes, and communication can build vocabulary, phonological skills, and narrative ability. Numeracy fosters thinking in logical manner, pattern recognition, and problem-solving skills. Counting objects, measuring ingredients, or shape recognition in daily life enhances the understanding of mathematical understanding. Another important feature is both literacy and numeracy is their predictive ability with future achievement. Study shows that the children possessing capability for the early numeracy are likely to pass mathematics during their primary school work, while early proficiency in literacy correlates significantly with achieving children's proficiency in reading and in linguistic development too. Early childhood teachers, therefore, have a fundamental role to play in their life in creating a good setting or childhood setting that supports development of their skills in a meaningful and interesting manner. And further, and further moving on, literacy and numeracy experience not just underpins the learning of skills but also the learning position, learning and disposition. Learning disposition are attitude and behavior that lead person to learn through their lifespan effectively. Self-management, curiosity, persistent resilience, and problem solving. Children also learn how to be confident, rich in literacy, empathetic, and socially skilled. Numeracy activities such as the games counting, play materials, measuring, ordering the materials according to the size and shapes, which helps to promote the experimental behavior, persistence in problem solving, and also in logical thinking. Flair underpins that early experience build both metacognitive and cognitive skill in in children, which allow children to experience opportunities for to scaffold support by the teachers beyond children's existing ability, fostering a feeling of achievement and intrinsic motivation. It is also vital that the disposition are developed here, as they are the foundation of stones and lifelong learning. Children with curiosity and resilience will more inclined to explore activity, experiment, and take an intellectual risks and a basis of future academic and personal development. And further moving on about the role of numeracy and literacy in play-based education. First, play is the heart of early childhood education and offers a natural setting for skills in literacy and numeracy. Play learning is grounded in belief that children learn best under the conditions that are active, engaged, and constructively engaged with meaningful activity. Literacy and numeracy skills are embedded in play, and children can learn with each others, with resource, and also with the environment. Literacy in and young literacy in play. Young children are introduced to literacy in role play, storytelling, and environmental print during the pretend play. With the role play, children can also create price tags, read products packages labels, or place orders with a list with the emergent literacy skills functionally. So storytelling also facilitates narrative construction, sequencing, vocabulary extension, and understanding. Rhymes, songs, and finger play facilitated the phonological awareness and recall. They directly corresponds with the early year learning framework principle that children are connected with and contribute to the world, encouraging communication, cooperation, and a sense of culture. Numeracy in play. No, number work in play. Numeracy is achieved through play with block sorting and categorizing, measuring with a cook set, and play with shapes, patterns on board games. These also activate that familiarize children with numbers, understand relationship with shape, space, and experiment with cause and effect relationship. A simple game like building tower with blocks promotes a sense of measurement, balance, and a problem-solving skills. Number senses is also promoted with counting activities and patterning activities lead to a sense of algebraic thinking, appropriation to a child. Integration of play with literacy and numeracy enables children to comprehend the skills in meaningful manner as a functional, usable, and entertaining rather than abstract. Greater participation is promoted as well as a sense of critical thinking and creative thinking with nutritious early learning development. Literacy and numeracy in inquiry-based learning. Another instructional approach that is very conducive to building literacy and numeracy is that one of the inquiry learning. Inquiry makes children curious, inquiries and hypotheses and reflectors on their thoughts. Thinking skills as well as social emotional skills are cultivated with this mode of learning, with literacy and numeracy also acquired in a rich context. All significantly oriented questions about the plants can have students counting seeds, measuring growth in plants, recording to the observation in drawing or with writing, and sharing those findings with their colleagues, with their friends, or with the teacher. Literacy is also the part of writing observation, developing explanation, and reporting findings. Numeracy is a feature of data comprehension and investigation, gathering, and measurement. So, inquiry based also promotes active problem solving, discovery, and communal thinking. So further moving on, let's go on theoretical perspective. Understanding literacy and numeracy development is strengthened by the contemporary theorist and theoretical perspective. The three influential framework illustrate the significance of these skills in early childhood the settings. Biotsky sociocultural theory. Biotsky insisted on sociality as the mediator of learning. Children are taught in their letters and their numbers by working with individuals more skilled than they are. For example, to teachers, children at their ability or relatives. The theory that is behind the zone of proximal development (JPD) takes place due to the children moving at the higher level of proper support. A teacher in daily life would have a child measure ingredient and they are making a recipe and gradually withdraw a support as the child gains more confidence. The theory also underpins the approaches based on play-based and inquiry-based learning with the focus on teamwork, guide participation, and cultural basis. Second is Rogov's participatory learning perspective. Rogov is also focused on children as active actors in their learning in cultures and communities. Literacy and numeracy are acquired with experience with daily activities like food preparation, storytelling, or trips to the stories, not with the specialized study program. This comprehension is the foundation for culturally responsive practices, which understood the wide extent of variation in how family and communities experience literacy and numeracy. Children may also learn how to count or meter concepts within the domestic activities, for example, developing functional competence while strengthening their thinking and social capability. Freer's play-based pedagogy. Fleer emphasizes that play is the central to children's learning, particularly for achieving understanding in rich, interesting contexts of literacy and numeracy. Play also allows children to explore, negotiate, and problem solve, and makes emerging in literacy permit learning in maximally skillful. So, this theoretical perspective shared concern with combining a form of literacy or numeracy with meaningful, culturally embedded, and socially mediated experiences. Contemporary research finding. Recent findings back early exposure in early childhood in early literacy and numeracy. Play-based program were identified by Dockett and Perry as having marked influence on mathematical thinking, problem solving, and proficiency in languages. To conclude, literacy and numeracy are the twin foundation of learning, thinking, and communication in early childhood. In early childhood, when developed through play and inquiry, they build not only knowledge but also confidence, curiosity, and resilience, supported by the theories from Biotsky, Rogev, and Flair, and by research evidence from Dockett Perry, and others. We can see that literacy and numeracy thrive in social, culture, and playful context. As an educator, our task is to create rich and meaningful experiences that empowers children to become confident communicators, critical thinking, and lifelong learnings. And thank you and so much for your time, and thank you for listening. Thank you.